It says that they're trying to reproduce what's happening on their test server.
Yeah, that's the thing is I tried to reproduce it that night, but I like it. It's so weird. Like if it's every like one in like 800 blocks, I want to say carrots, but
Oh,
it's apparent. Like it's enough that like it's I'm making a report about it. So
yeah.
um, I don't know if it's like if it's because we did a super seed bag or some of it was um fast placing or what I don't know, but
Don't worry about what was just happening in chat.
Nick, I got it.
No, I already permabanned him. It's okay.
Oh, I was typing it out at the moment. Sorry.
He's gone. It's okay.
I have this.
I'm not even gonna deal with that. But yeah, so they're looking at it. They're looking into reproducing it currently. That's the status that that's at. So Michael Blue, and then you also had issues with Kath in chat or Catherine in chat. Catherine,
yeah,
correct?
like
I mean, I saw that and I agree.
yeah, like these aren't just empty reports. I feel like there's some sort of backbone to them. Like it that was on the Discord. Like she just completely skipped over. Like I mean that is borderline self harm encouragement. Like I want to roll down a steep
Yeah.
hill and hit a tree or a car. Like that's borderline
I saw that
self harm
and I'm
encouragement,
like,
and she
oh,
just
like,
skipped over it. And just kept spamming gifs in chat and like this furry freaking gif that I'm looking at right now. Also, just with her in general, like that, I personally don't like, and I got warned for chat spam. Nice, oh, God. Because like honestly, I even PG-13 because I at the time I thought it was like the server was like PG borderline PG-13 is her name. Like it, I don't like her name. Every time I even read it, it kind of makes me cringe.
I get that.
Especially how
Does she?
like what she does is like who wants my fatty and stuff like this, and it's like really like I know it's a potato, like I have one, but it's like it, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's kind of on that borderline where it's like we can't really tell her to change her name, but at the same time, it's like, is this really PG-13? You know? So I get where you're coming, but some of the things she does say in chat is kind of concerning. So that's something that I'll reach out to her about as well.
Also, Nick, can you look in 1373 if you have the chance? I put
Yeah.
that exactly in chat, and that's what I was warned for spam.
Yeah,
It,
I saw that and I thought that you sent more and I was trying to find anything, but I
no,
couldn't find anything.
that's like less than what an entire chat thing allows for. I guess it's
There you go.
obnoxious. I guess. Thank you.
You were unwarned, yeah.
I won't do that again. I learned my lesson there. um, what else? What else? I know I've talked about it, brought it up with you about like Chloe in the past being like super anal about like stuff we say in like the Discord, not necessarily on the server, but the Discord. Like, um, I know I brought it up too about both Maddie and Chloe about like the English only in chat when I said "hola" that one time.
Yeah,
I understand
Maddie's
you
in
guys
his
have to be able
call
to
and
moderate the chat, but like just the hi like yeah,
yeah,
it's like
I get what you're saying. When it comes to like hi and bye or even something simple, I don't really care. Like I took enough Spanish to understand a lot of what's being said, but if it's a full sentence,
yeah, yeah.
we have an issue. If it's just one word, whatever. Um, but it's usually when full messages
Like that.
are yeah, chow's fine, exactly. And I have a feeling you're gonna get a warn, and I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, just stick on the server, man, for a while.
But like, I can't remember, Maddie.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I talked to you about that. Yeah.
Yes, right after I deleted it,
Yeah.
and warned, he spoke to me, and I haven't done it since. So I
Um,
do apologize for that one.
Yeah.
uh,
Um.
and then like the violin finger emoji, because I was not being obnoxious this time. Okay, with the last time my 7 day timeout on the Discord, I spammed it a few times, but at that time I only knew, from my understanding, I was timed out for 7 days for spam. That's what I was told, and then I later found out it was for disrespect. But I went back and my team member Chrono Titan actually said worse things towards the staff team than I did. He's like, imagine like some player was like poor staff, and then Chrono was like poor players because we have to deal with them. And I just put an
How's
up
Chrono
arrow.
doing, by the way?
Um, I think he's kind of, I don't know if you've been keeping up with what happened, but I think he's kind of
Yeah.
a little bit shaken up still. He's been in and out of.
Yeah. He was DMing me a little bit, so I was just curious if you knew anything.
Um, I mean, we check up on him every
Okay.
every once in a while and just see how he's doing. And he was on last night, but he wasn't VCing, so
Gotcha.
we kind of just
All right.
let him do whatever he wants right now, and hopefully he's all right enough.
Yeah. Then I'll have to reach out to him again, check on him. But yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up while you have me?
Fluffy Neptune, anything?
Yeah,
I
what's
know. Go for
technically
it.
classified as spam?
What would technically classify as spam? If you spam the same message
Yes.
over and over again, it would be spam. Character spam if you have
Yeah,
too many of a letter or number, or if like if multiple people are spamming the chat with numbers, it's also considered spam. Um, like when TrueSeeker was just warned for like the hashtag for spam, I immediately unwarned that because it was definitely not spam. So
so
it's
when people
just
are like selling their books in chat and doing like current bid 10 million, and they keep going up, and is that technically spamming or no?
I've warned Blue about doing that because he did that, but he did it so fast that it was just like it was just the only thing I saw in chat. If that's the case, you can report it and we can punish the player for spam.
That's what
Um,
I do, Fluffy.
Yeah, thank you.
I just report
yeah,
them
so
if it's too
if
much.
that does happen, just report and we'll handle it. But that
Thank
is
you.
considered spam if you can't see anything else. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, Fluffy, I know you have an open ticket. I will get to that, I promise. So can you actually
It's been closed
explain that
already.
a little?
Someone already handled it.
Oh, okay. You already got your fly?
No, so yeah, so
Or
what happened is that like
yeah.
I technically had an empty hand, and I right-clicked the sign to buy it, and it instant redeemed itself.
I
So I was
see.
buying it for someone. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, but that was handled then?
Yeah, but
Sweet.
like my question is the other notes, like the chair notes and a few other notes, doesn't let you redeem it if you already have it. Why can't like why doesn't it do that for fly? Like if you already have fly, why does it let you redeem it again and again? The other notes just let you redeem it once.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I have no clue why it's set up that way. I have
Okay.
no clue why it's set up that way,
I,
but I can actually ask right now. Let me send a DM super fast.
thank you.
Yeah, because that
Yeah, because
is
I
a
know
little.
Neptune said something about.
Don't let Neptune speak.
Yeah, yeah. No, so when Buffy brought that up into our island chat, that was my first reaction. Was like, why is that allowed if you're not able to redeem things you already claim? Because it uses the
Mhm,
same system. It looks like where it's a piece of paper and it just gives you access to a command or something.
mhm.
So originality shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah,
Curious why that was there to begin with.
that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why it's set up that way, but I can send a message right now, and they can probably get that fixed pretty fast, actually, if they
Thank you.
actually are on top of it. Yeah,
Um.
yeah.
Also, from the ticket, I think last night. No, the one that's still open. One of them. I know you said that
Which
you
one?
you weren't gonna. I think 1404. You said that you weren't gonna
1404. Okay.
go into obviously Cam's punishments, right?
Yeah.
But I know he was warned for light advertising for trying to get people to come play Pixelmon with us. Yet he didn't
Mhm.
explicitly say like, "Hey, come, anyone want to come join this Pixelmon server?" Um, And I mean, because I've sent an invite to our island Discord before, but I haven't gotten in trouble about that. But yeah, that would technically be the same thing, right?
Well, so because it's your island Discord, it's still considered on the server. Because it's your island Discord versus, and it's not like a different game.
Well, we've
See, when
invited
you
for
put,
rounds too. Like anyone want to come play rounds with us, join my
so,
Discord and
s- let's see here, 1 second. So for the Discord, there's no like light advertising. So it's just considered like advertising for different servers or miscellaneous links. Now that being said, on the server we have light advertising, which is considered like if you're having someone try and leave the server and play something else. Now I get that Cam never said that he wanted the players to leave, but it kind of just implies like, hey, let's go play Pixelmon. Like, let's go play something else other than the server. Now I think Cam mentioned in the ticket, like, well, we would sit at DBoss and just wait for the dragon to come and then hop back on the server. And I get that, but in the chat he should clarify something like that, and it would be fine. Like, hey, let's play Pixelmon in between D-bosses or something. So it kind of like entails not jumping off of the server, but kind of playing both type of thing.
okay.
I'm not sure if that made sense. I'm really tired right now.
No, you're good. That did.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time I have to hold Cam back from doing things that would get him in trouble. So I just, yeah, he's a special case. I'll just say that. That's the nicest way to put it. Like every single time I VC with him, it's just an uphill battle because it's an argument every single time. Every single time. He actually last night, it was really funny. Him and Jamie got into a fight or an argument, a bickerment about on Pixelmon. And Cam brought it over to Underblock. He's like, "What's this thing in the way?" Or like our island hub thing. He's like, "What's this thing in the way? Because it's annoying me." I'm like, "You mean what Ultra built?" He's like, "Yeah, it's in the way. Can I break it?" And I'm like, "If you break it, I'll kick you off the island." And he's like, "All right, then I'll just make a report and get all my stuff refunded and report you for kicking me or scamming, whatever." And I'm like, "Bro, he's like, "You don't make me do this." I'm like, you're doing it yourself. Like, you should like leave these here.
No, it's okay.
Just one right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. This is our little thing.
Okay.
People will try to run into I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I mean, from the staff, that's about it. I guess the only other thing that, and this is in the past, so I don't think it really matters in my ban. Do you guys just go off of like warns, or I assume you guys have like a you can check previous punishments, and do you guys go off of that?
So are you talking about your harassment ban? Or your toxicity / harassment ban, whatever it was?
Yeah, because Eternal Goose had talked about the same exact thing, maybe not as like severe as me, but and he only got a 24-hour mute, but I got a 1-day ban.
On the server?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's there we go.
Yeah, he's a Bedrock.
I completely forgot that it was Bedrock. No, it was on the Discord. He doesn't have any punishments for on the server.
Oh. Okay, then I must have read that wrong, because he's like, yeah, I got a 24-hour mute. I'm like, oh, in game?
Yeah, no, because yeah, I'm not gonna go into any more detail than that, but it was not on the server, it was in Discord.
Okay.
Now when it comes to toxicity or harassment punishments, that has to be done by Senior Mod Plus, just because of how
sensitive it is.
Yeah, how sensitive, but also like it's all opinionated, really. Like everyone has different opinions on what harassment is.
You
So
said
it's like
Senior
not.
Mods Plus, right?
Yes, the person who punished you was a mod because I wasn't online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise, I would have done it.
So he ran it by you, and you deemed it.
By me, and then I told him to. Yes.
Dude, you couldn't have just let me off with like not a day ban. Like, I lost out so much money, dude. Nah, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just something where it's like, yeah, it was just something that I saw, and I'm like, you know what? No, we're gonna punish for it. And it's really, we take how many. So for a lot of people who we do harassment or toxicity bans for, we see, oh, they have like 5, 6 disrespect punishments already, and they're still not changing. So we're gonna give them a harassment ban or a toxicity ban. Or like if it's constant, like actually, that reminds me, I need to do something super fast. I'll do it after this. But like, if it just constantly happening, like there was a player who had a toxicity ban and 5 warrants for disrespect, and he's still talking in chat, talking smack in chat, and just like not stopping. So it's like, okay, now he's gonna get his second toxicity ban,
Oh.
just because
Oof.
it's like, well, we gave you enough warnings. We gave you 5 warnings and mutes, and then we banned you, and you're still not stopping. So it's just not. We're just gonna continue then. Like, it's just gonna get worse and worse. But it depends on your previous punishments versus your.
Is it Jamie by any chance? Cause
No.
last night.
No.
Jamie did.
It's not Jamie.
Jamie's is just as bad, if not worse, than Cam about like everything. So.
I dealt with him when he was kicked from his original island, and it was not a very fun conversation. I think Maddie, were you there too? It was me, Kath, and maybe Maddie. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
But
me.
yeah, it was not a fun time. It was like 2-3 days of just constant talking to Jamie, and it wasn't the best. But yeah, do you have anything else while you have us here?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
But I mean, that was
Don't have
a
anything
good,
else?
helpful conversation. Makes me not. I don't want to say hate or dislike, but my opinion about the staff team. I mean, obviously for you, I mean, I think you're the better staff out of the handpick, but
Okay.
I feel like that's only because my again, my results are a lot better with you when I talk to you, because we actually get down to stuff, get stuff finished, mended,
Yeah.
whatever may be. But
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. If you need anything else, obviously open more staff reports. DM me if
I will.
if you wanna. Well, see, the thing is, like, your staff reports actually are helpful. Like, I'm not sure if you realize that, but it's like there's stuff that I just can't see, and it's like as much as I want to, I just can't see it. So it's helpful when other players report staff members, because I can't see it. Cosmic can't always see it. So, yeah. But if you do have anything else, or if you need to talk at all, through anything else, just either ping me in one of your tickets or DM me. And as long as I'm free, I'll hop in a call.
Oh,
We can talk through
really
shit.
quickly, I want to bring it up.
Mhm.
So because I messaged you about, I just don't know if you were like super busy, or if you weren't allowed to, like, or didn't want to discuss it. But was I banned or kicked from the Discord because I couldn't join? Okay, I'll be honest. I tried to join on an alt, and on my data, but it wouldn't work. So I think I was banned. Right?
So I was in a call with Penguin when we decided to unban you from the Discord.
Okay.
And he's like, you know what's really funny? I'm like, what? He said, if you look in the ban list, or if you look in the ban list, he's not in there. And I haven't unbanned him. So he's like, I guess I just kicked him. And you were not in the ban list at all.
That is so
I don't
weird.
know why it wasn't working, but you were not banned from the Discord.
Yeah,
Tell you
because
that
I tried.
much.
I went on my data on a different browser and on a different account, and I was like, "Yo, it's not like I can't join still." So now that this
Yeah, I
isn't
don't.
me trying to get in trouble for like ban evading, but like I just I was like, wait, because my thing was I was trying to keep up with competition, so I had to catch him, put the announcement channel on the Discord so he could keep up. But
Gotcha.
yeah, wait, something regarding that though.
We looked into whether like Discord does IP bans as well, and
Um,
apparently that was a thing. So I don't know if that was
it's a
it or
thing.
not.
You can.
Well,
I'll be honest. I
That's
didn't
what
know
bans are
that
I
you could
looked
automatically
IP
IP
into
Discord
it.
bans.
Yeah,
automatically.
I looked into
Oh, okay.
it, and
Okay.
Discord's
Discord
apparently
IP bans.
automatically IP ban.
Huh, I
So
So
it
didn't
sounds
that's
know
like
that.
something must have been
on
banned.
why we thought it was a ban immediately, because since he couldn't join on an alt. That was our only explanation for it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I checked and you were never banned.
That's
I
crazy.
don't know why you couldn't join on anything though. That's a little weird.
So what I'm hearing is a squeaky clean record. You know, I'm coming for that staff position. No, but
Do you
about the
think I haven't heard what you've done on other Captain Penguin servers?
no,
Nope.
but that okay. So that's why. Um, yeah, that the Cath, because my application I made it within the first week.
Yeah, I
And
know.
it was open for what, like a good week and a half, 2 weeks after that. And then it
Yeah.
finally got, that's kind of why I like snowballed down, because Kath was like, you know, you seem to be doing pretty good at the time in the ticket. She's like, or in DM, she's like, you seem to be doing pretty good, but we're going to leave it up and open in the air because obviously you're blacklisted on OP. And I was like, okay, that's fair. Again, their staff team was 100 times worse than this staff team, if not more.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, they had like an entire British staff team for some reason that just British people. I don't know what's wrong with them, but there's something, as you know by Jamie, and that's just a little
I was
glitch.
just gonna say there's a little example of Jamie right there. And I'm not trying to be mean at all. It's just he's sometimes challenging to work with.
No,
And that's
dude,
not
all the
always a
time. He
bad thing.
literally
But
just has this adamant personality. His demeanor is just everything goes against what he believes in.
yeah.
No, but about that ban is because I messaged you like, what do you think the chances are of me getting unbanned? Because we both thought it was a ban at the time, and you're like 25%. So, or like not very good. And then
Yeah.
because I think I DM'd you everything that I DM'd Penguin, like technically, like because there's no warning on Better Discord 2 is that it breaks TOS, which they should have in some sort of writing. Like I even tried to go into their licenses and their agreements and stuff. I couldn't find. But Discord, their open software and third-party software licenses like say that you can, you're allowed to. In it says that you can modify them, but in like the regular one, it says you cannot modify, and so it's like kind of conflicting. But
Conflicting.
that's what I was like. I mean, if I had the show hidden channels thing or message logger, which I know was removed in the past, then those explicitly break TOS. But like Better Discord in general doesn't technically, and Discord doesn't ban for that, like just using like themes and stuff. So obviously I'm not using it anymore because I don't want to ban again.
No, yeah, you're good. Yeah, I said 25% because, I mean, like, I know sometimes, or like, I I said 25% because I knew your history with Captain Penguin, so I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. But also, Penguin's or Aaron's pretty reasonable when it comes to bans and stuff still. Like even with the history, he's a pretty reasonable person. So that's why I still gave you 25% chance, and then here you are in the Discord. So,
He just said don't use
also,
Better Discord and please be respectful. Now I've been trying until today, okay? Because these people I was talking to, like Godzilla, they like they the nicest way of saying it is they butt ride staff. Like I get it. You guys are people. You guys want to play. You guys have lives. You guys are busy, right? You guys get spammed with Vulcan alerts, which I asked, like, can you toggle them? And no. I asked Snells.
yeah, I saw those messages.
But like,
Yeah.
like I just don't see the initiative, the effort, and these people are like they're trying their best. And it's like, well, they have so many people. If they just were to like divvy it up, like, like.
Well, I've brought it up to Captain Penguin. Just turn off alerts for helpers, and make it so they are doing helping as their sole job, because that is their sole job is to help, not to ban players. That's a mod's job.
Thank you.
But it's just a matter of whether or not they're actually willing to change it, because it's going to be the same on all of their servers. So if they change it on one, they have to change it on all, which I'm not sure if they're willing to do.
I feel like on OP blocks though, that's their thing. I don't know what other servers they have, but besides that, but I know that at least when I was on, people weren't getting banned for auto clicking on OP as much as they are here, for some reason. Because I think the audience is it's mainly Jerome's audience, and they're generally younger. So
some of the ban appeals I've dealt with.
Can I get unbanned, please? Please.
I feel like the worst part are the ones that ban evade, and they're like, well, how was I supposed to know it's not in the rules? I'm like, it's
Hey,
kind
Nick,
of
can
just
I buy
common
an
sense.
unban?
Oh,
I
that's the
denied
worst.
that suggestion. Someone's like, at least make it like $25 to buy an unban. I'm like, no.
Dude, if you're banned, you're banned. Like, I even feel like our time frames for bans aren't unreasonable. Like 7 days for a hacked client. Like servers just permaban for hacked clients.
Or like
So
30 days, yeah, minimum. Like it's
yeah, so it's like I feel like 7 days for a hacked client's pretty good punishment. Also, this is triggering me.
What?
Look at me.
Hey,
They're
I
off.
wasn't the one that built.
I'm gonna fix that. There we go.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, I
wait,
saw it earlier,
Yep,
and that's why I
see.
moved around.
I fixed it, but I
What
wasn't.
did you change up my base?
It was like this. So like I would be here, and then I would just run into a wall. It's offset. It's like off-centered. Anyways, back on topic.
Well, back to Ultra.
Yeah, yeah, like my team and Chrono too, like my team has applied for staff, and like I know even before my island kind of went downhill and against the staff more so, is like Chrono. I know him. He's exceptional. He's staffed with me on Chaos.
See, were you staff on Chaos? Is that where I knew your name from?
Chaos, Space Delta.
Chaos Graph?
I think way before on OP blocks too.
I was never on OP blocks, but I was on Chaos Craft, and I was a helper on Chaos Craft.
Yeah, I was I think.
Why did you
season 2
ban me,
Inferno.
Fluffy? Okay, fair.
It was a while ago. And
But then I was
just picking admins.
Yeah, I mean like you can ban us, but you can get banned for banning us from your island. So
but you guys have IS bypass anyway, or IS admin.
yeah, and I can also force join your guys' island either way.
And then delete
And
it.
I can pseudo you guys into
Join our
unbanning me,
island?
so
Let's
no.
Admin on our island? Let's
Join
go.
our island. We got the overthrow seeker.
Yeah, they brought that up
I
many times.
I could just take away his ownership and give it to you, Fluffy, if you'd like.
No, they just want to kick me off the island entirely. Like, vote me out. Which is, I think that's a funny rule. Chrono's brought that up many times. It's like
he has brought that up.
he's like, can we vote
I
out Seeker?
understand the rule.
Chrono, I was in a call with Chrono and I believe Maddie and Chloe.
Yeah.
And Chrono's like, so what's the rule about the kicking from the island? I'm like, oh my God, it is kind of a weird rule, but we've only really seen it for the island leaders that have just like left and never came back, like doesn't respond to Discord or anything.
That's one thing that I actually wanted to ask about before. So prior to me and Ultra joining Seeker, our entire island had left for 2 weeks, and we were both tempted on creating a ticket about trying to transfer ownership because like they were somewhat active in the Discord, but they never joined the game for like any reasonable period of time. They would get on AFK and then just get off, or like they would like leave AFK.
Yeah.
And then anytime we tried asking for like assistance with anything, we were just shut out immediately, or like no response for days on end. So it was just 2 people running an 8-man island. And
Yeah,
that's when we
that's
got
kinda
fed
rough.
up with it. Until we're like, when payouts happen, we're like, let's wait for it to happen and then we leave. Because we're fed up with it. Like, it was just not fun to do. Like, it drained me to the point where I was like I got home at 6, I'd be up until 4 a.m. trying to grind the island out to help. And then nobody would ever get on until either me or Ultra would be, and that was it. So, but then with the rule saying it has to be a majority, we're like, and the thing is, we can't even ask to transfer ownership because it technically says it has to be the majority. In which case, it was 2 out of 8 people. And we're like, I don't know if we can even ask for an exception in this case or what we can do.
In the future, you can always ask for an exception.
Okay.
I mean, chances of it actually going through are low, but we can check some like logs from the players and see if it's actually a reasonable request.
Fluffy.
Yeah, because like we'd have like 2 people that would get on occasionally, but it was only for a few hours at a time. So we were like
Yeah.
very conflicted there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird rule. I will admit, I haven't seen that rule before, or that thing before, but yeah.
Okay, there's a couple of things I know for sure that I want to bring up.
Mhm.
One I talked about in a ticket that Pigeon closed because it wasn't going nowhere with Finesse or Michael. So it's I feel like it's almost borderline event abuse is like AFKing and DBoss. Like there's
I was kind of ignoring that ticket, I won't lie.
like
Because I was dealing with other tickets, such as Jamie's and Cam's.
that's fair. You gotta
But
put all of your willpower into those two.
I get what you're saying about that though. Like I was still reading the ticket, and I get how you would think that it's like it. I honestly hadn't really thought about that until you mentioned it, and I'm like, it could technically, but at the same time, it's not a PvP event, is the thing. It's
Yeah.
I mean, like, I get both sides really, and it's something that for next season we can definitely mention, and it's something that we can get fixed for next season. But I think it's almost just like it's a thing now, where like for this season it's too late to change.
Yeah, because
And
like
then if we change it, people are gonna be like, well, it wasn't in the rules. Why is it now?
I don't think it should be in the rules, but there should be some sort of like AFK timer in DBoss because and it should be like relatively quick, like 30 minutes because I think within 30 minutes like if you're doing something like you would either be back like if I don't know, I'm trying to word this, but like a dragon won't spawn in 30 minutes unless someone already has the eyes or a little bit before or like probably a little bit sooner than 30 minutes if there's a bunch of people grinding there. So if they see that happen to, then they can. But if they're there for, all day, like the miner dude 14, that's I believe Victor's alt. And so he just would sit on his island making money and grinding mobs or carrots, right? And then he'd see, oh, a champion dragon spawn in chat. And no one else sees that a champion dragon spawn besides the people that are
Mm-hmm.
grinding and him. So then he just teleports. And it's not about the eyes, but I mean, the difference between placing one eye and not is 2 frags, so that doesn't really make that much a difference, right? Like if he plays first,
Yeah.
he gets 23 frags, and still the chance at getting a full piece. So that's my issue. Is like, and then he can go and sell that or scrap that down for more, which it's honestly not worth it. But that's my issue. Is like he can just come out of nowhere, not having to even be in the arena. And not even trying to put in the effort, like, because there's no real way to track, like, because someone can put in 16 out of the 16 eyes, and then like if the rule was like, oh, you have to put eyes in to do stuff, then that wouldn't be fair. But you should at least have to be there trying to participate to be able to get it, or because you can out frag someone by joining late if you have
Can
level
I
5 armor.
can I suggest a good way to fix that is make it so you can tell the boss while a dragon is active.
What was
Then,
that? Sorry, you were
like,
kind of glitchy.
You can teleport to D-boss if dragon is active.
You were still a little bit laggy, but I think what you were trying to say was that you can't teleport to D-boss if there's a dragon.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's definitely an option. But then at the same time, you can sit at D-boss with an alt with all of your gear on, and you still have that same issue. Like, yeah, you're not using your main, but then you still have the issue of alt sitting at D-boss, but just this time in full armor.
But then you also
So,
give
I
up
mean,
like earning money, and one of the biggest thing is like AFKing your servants on your island, because each servant. I mean, if you have 106 servants like MVP does, and you're doing that like he was last night, if
yeah,
that's the biggest thing is like, because champion is like so rare still, even with the up spawns. So like, I don't know, it's weird, but you could either do that or like an AFK timer every hour, and so they at least have to come back and they could possibly miss one, or because I know you guys disabled the trade command in DBoss.
Yeah.
Why was that disabled?
I think that there was a glitch with it and I think that items were being lost. Because I know that that was happening, and they were trying to figure out a fix, and it was happening quite a bit. But I think that we've fixed it, and in DBoss it's just disabled completely. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is the reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys would like to bring up?
All the Metal Gear Solids I've ever played, all 5. There's a PSP one.
Nothing
This
at the
one right
moment.
here is fun. This is futuristic stuff. I mean, it's not super gigantic compared to like the environment you go all around in the last one you got that made for the PS4 too. But this one's futuristic stuff. This is.
All right.
Sorry.
Just give me 1 second here.
Well, so far I got it for $3 instead of $5. So $5 got it at a thrift shop. Mom went to a different one near Teen Challenge. I got it. You know what Mom says? She says it's upsetting. So just like Jesse, like you. Remember you and your old friend. I'll say his name because I just lost my friend too.
Maddie, I still don't get what that's showing, to be honest.
Because the Pelton Project says I can't talk to them, but they're not in control. So Josh was afraid he's
Yeah,
gonna
all
lose
good.
his apartment. He told me. That's how the Pelton Project is. I was even told by Amy and Laura, so once you're switching, you're allowed to talk.
As long as it's not X-ray, yeah.
Josh is just.
I mean, I don't even get why X-ray would help him in Skyblock, but yeah.
I've already found some staff members from like the long time ago. I was at the farm home. Tariq.
I don't see why not.
I was kind of just saying it for fun, like being nitpicky about it, because I was just in the middle of class looking at the rules. I was like, that seems like a loop. Let
Yeah,
me
the
see what I can do
DBoss.
with that.
I mean, I can
Whole
definitely
section.
mention it for sure. It's something that has been brought up quite a bit, and like in the beginning of the season, it was fine, and like no one really had. I mean, like people were complaining about it, but like it was just Kath and Penguin both were like, it's fine. But now I feel like it's just becoming a bigger and bigger issue. So it's something that could definitely change.
A lot of people are talking in Gen Chat right now about names and googling what it means and all that. And
What? Sorry? You're really glitchy, and I don't know why.
Referring to general chat right now in the Discord, you were referring to Kat's name, how it technically goes, like they're referring it to as forehead, but everyone else is understanding it as the opposite meaning.
I mean, like,
We understand
yeah.
it as, so that's just what he's trying to bring up right now, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's a little concerning, the
I
name, but
understand asking
it's,
somebody to change their username is a bit excessive and beyond like what you should be able to ask of.
I mean, like, something that I'm not sure if I mean, I could change her Discord name, but then you still have the issue of in-game name, and like, yeah, she has a nick on, but it's to the point where it's like it's not quite enough for us to tell her to change her name, but at the same time, it's not quite PG-13. It's in that gray area, and I mean, it's kind of like Penguin's special item, right? Do you have his special item?
Oh, he's Pingusi? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
I
worried
mean,
about
it's
that.
kind of the same thing. I mean, if you look
well,
on the
the
Urban
issue,
Dictionary, if you look
if
at the
you
Urban
Google
Dictionary,
Pingusi, it shows a group of friends, but if you Google Fatty, it shows something else.
well, can I
So
tell you why it says a group of friends? Did you look at the Urban Dictionary
why
and as to who put it on there? Who,
was it
like,
Penguin?
yeah.
Dude, he's such a nerd. Respectfully, I'm not trying to get muted,
I
okay?
think
No, you're all good.
I mean it's kind of,
I don't see nerd
I
as
didn't think
something
it's kind
that's a bad thing to say. Don't worry. And honestly, we're in a private call.
he added it
No
a
one
month
here's
ago.
carrying. Yeah. No, he did before he gave out his special item. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, because he
What?
Fluffy, shut up. You keep lagging out, okay? God. Okay, I have 3 more points, and I'll let you leave, and not
Okay.
hold you hostage. So why were and this is for everyone, not just myself, because this applies to everyone. Why were pets nerfed? You know.
I do know. There were multiple reports in an exploit report. If you have the correct amount of pets with the rotating shop, you could buy stuff for cheaper than you could sell it. So it's just like infinite money. And so the way that they were able to solve that was nerfing pets. And now it doesn't seem like it's an issue anymore. But now we have people wanting
It's
pets to be
it's
back
not
to where they were.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call right now.
it's not currently an issue. Once you reach max champ set and max voting, bonus multiplier will become an issue again.
Yeah, I'm just because like Kath supposedly fixed it, and then reboot happened and it was still broken. And then Penguin came on the next day and spent like 2 hours trying to figure out what was wrong, and then he figured it out and fixed it. But it looks like he only fixed part of it and not like the actual, not everything. It's just I don't know. This is kind of like our test season. Have you guys made it to the Nether yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Been there for a
Well,
Mother
yeah,
Island.
there's
We were
very-
there
It's very buggy, and
for
it's
a while.
it's because have they even finished some of the recipes yet, or still not yet?
I don't think
Some
so.
Nope.
craft or
Not yet.
anything. No
Yeah,
runes,
so
no pets, none of that.
so I'll tell you that they did not expect people to get to the Nether so soon, so they did not have anything done, or any that much done at least. So
Shoot, I thought they
it's
could have
it's
been
really our
done.
test season, but at the same time, I feel like next season's going to be a lot more organized and a lot less of what's happening now, where I'm reporting like 100 bugs from the Nether a day. Not 100, probably like 25, 50 a day, and it's like all different. And then they say that they fix it, and then I go to the person who reports it, and he says it's still broken. And then it's
Oof.
just like I'm reopening bug reports that are closed. So hopefully next season's a lot better, or hopefully later this season is a lot better. But as of now, there's still a lot of bugs with the Nether, and a lot of bugs with just everything in general. So
let me look. Sorry.
yeah, no, you're good.
I mean, pets would still, if you're gonna nerf the sell price, could we at least get like the double drop thing upped a little bit? Because I think that's
That
I
would
think that's
balance it
only
out.
fair.
That
Because
would balance
like
it out.
Fluffy was saying, is a full champ set, it'll be broken anyway eventually. And I know Victor, they're working on it,
And, like-
so they know. And then you can apply like farm cell boost or mine cell boost, and then like mining boost on top of that. And I Kath says they don't stack, but I'm pretty sure they do stack. So
They do,
yeah, so like it.
and that's something that we were trying to fix as well. I'm not sure if it did get fixed or not, but they did up until at least yesterday. I'm not sure if it still does. Don't quote me on that, but
So, I mean, there's that.
that's supposedly fixed. But I mean, yeah, we can look into it for sure. I mean, like all of this stuff we can look into, and I know, Seeker, you've put up quite a few suggestions, right?
Yeah. I think
Those
quite a
aren't
bit of.
going up. Yeah, they're not going like unforgotten or like not looked at.
No,
Like
I
myself and
know on
Plasmic
OP
are going
they
through them and like, yeah.
like probably after the season you guys will go through and deny or accept them and implement them.
Yeah, so we're already like going through them, and Plasmic and I are putting our opinions on all of them. And then at the end of the season, that's when they implement them and like add them to the new season. So it's like we're not forgetting about them. We're not seeing them. We're just trying to figure out.
You guys might as well just like accept or deny the ones that you like for sure are firm about, because that way you can just go through the accepted or denied channel and be like, okay, these ones we're gonna. Obviously, you guys would probably have to discuss it with the managers, whatever, and get the final say so. But that way you have it in one channel instead of probably like a DM where it's gonna get messy really quickly.
We actually we have a doc put together for all of the suggestions. So whenever they come in, we'll put them into a suggestion, or we'll put them into the document. and then we'll put both of our ideas, and Kath and Penguin have access to that, and they look through it as well.
Okay.
But yeah, there's that. And then you said that you had one more point to add, or one
Oh,
more thing to say.
since talking with you, one more has come up, but it's actually 3. So thank you for having that opinion about so realistically, like
What's up?
at least with helpers, like I personally don't think helpers, and this was an issue on Chaoscraft too, is helpers had the ability to go into vanish. And I understand to look for auto clickers, but there's like, you could do that without it. Like there's you can teleport away, and you can like stand inside them if they're still auto clicking for a minute, right? It doesn't matter. Like it's the same outcome either way. You don't need vanish to do that. That's what I would do on Chaoscraft. That way,
On
because someone's
Chaoscraft,
standing
you know what I used to do?
What?
I used to have like the island owner as a helper. I used to have like the island owners or members like place water, so
Yeah,
like
just
the
move them, and if
players
they're
would
still
just
clicking, you know.
yeah.
And if they stop clicking in 30 seconds, stop their auto clicker, quote unquote, like, then you're not going to catch them unless they're
Yeah.
like truly auto clicking or hit a certain CPS consistently. But that, and I mean, because like can helpers ban past 1 day?
They can. They just can't do permabans.
Because realistically, they should. Because the biggest thing is just auto clickers, right? That's like the only other thing besides chat that they should be worrying about, or like PvP. But they could just ban in for a day and then request a perm ban or a 7-day ban, right? Like,
Yeah, for like the perm ban. Yeah, I mean, I get why you would say put. Yes, Chloe. With.
And I need help. I can't really say in call, but can you help keep an eye on it, because there's not too much more I can do.
Yeah, sure, we'll do.
Because they're not moving. Because it got brought up about Cat's username, and they won't move forward. And if you check deleted messages, like they did, they're fine now. But deleted messages, someone joined on an alt to put 2 things in chat of screenshots, and then and then now it's you know.
Okay, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Have fun. All right.
All
I
right,
was
thank
trying
you.
to hold it off. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Seeker. I was just kind of needed help. Yeah. All right. Have fun.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah. All right. So back to what you were saying again about helpers with bans, correct? That was what we were on.
Yeah, like if they need a longer punishment, I mean, I assume you guys, if you don't have a channel for it, I assume you guys just do it anyway. It's just request a longer ban or a more severe punishment, like, but especially vanish. Like if you need an AFK on the server, like, I don't know. I guess because also to allow them to. Like if you're in vanish, do your robots or your servants still work or no?
Yeah, so it still loads the chunks and everything. It's just vanish.
Okay, because then that's like the only fair point is like allowing them to vanish. Otherwise, it's like if they need to AFK or like hop off the server or leave something, they could just disconnect. Like I just disconnected right there. It took like 3 seconds. So
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you share that opinion too. Like about.
I mean, like from everywhere that I've staffed before, it's just common sense that helpers, like, I usually come from a spot where helpers don't get any bans at all. So like I feel like that's a huge privilege for helpers to have bans. But that being said, I do think that like a maximum of like a 1-day ban should be it.
You guys see that?
If that at all.
Speaker, we're working on that one already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
He's just punching the air right now.
That's the one that when Nick randomly yelled or talked saying he still doesn't understand it. Yep. We were working on that one.
All right, good. I was like, I don't want to be that guy, but like because I get reported a bunch, I guarantee I'm being petty about it, like everything. Even as long as it breaks a rule, I'm reporting it. Like even if they're cool or not with me, like it's just yeah, that's just me right now. But okay, so there's that one down. I
just said cool again. I'm sorry.
I don't think this will matter much, but I don't think helpers, especially maybe mods, borderline, but I don't think they should have a say in who becomes staff or like even have like an opinion on that
Okay.
personally, because most of the time, especially, and this is a big example, monkeys, they already have 2 of their island members in as staff.
Hmm.
So 1, it creates a bias, and 2, like it should be junior admins or the managers, because like it's staff manager, it makes sense. Or I
Yeah.
assume you're like the junior staff manager or something like that. You and Pigeon, you share
So
it.
it
Moderator should also have some say, in my opinion.
so I'll tell you how we do it because it's really not that much of a secret. Obviously, so everyone can see the applications that come in. There's like I don't know why there isn't a limit. I assume that it was going to be like mod up, but everyone can see the applications. The final decision and the decision as a whole is me and Plasmix, and then same going from helper to mod. That's me and Plasmic. Anything other than that is Penguin and Kath. Um, but we Plasmic and I get together and we talk about which applications we want to add to like a discussion for other staff to put in their input.
Okay.
And there's some staff members that like Plasmic and I don't really like, but their answers, or not staff members, but applications that Plasmic and I don't really like, but we don't have anything bad to say. So we'll put that in the discussion, and we'll take into account like other staff members' opinions. But if Plasmic and I even have a bad feeling about someone, we just won't accept it, even if they have good
So
I
me.
guess you should say review from other staff members.
So
Whether
me.
they have good
If
reviews,
I
like I
put in a
can't.
staff app right now, me, this literally.
I mean, Plasmic would say no, and with your punishment history, I would probably have to say no too. But just from this call, I feel like you wouldn't be a horrible staff member. And I mean, I didn't really get to see your first application, but I'm sure you have experience. I don't know your experience, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have
I mean, I can
somewhat
send
of
you
a
the app
decent
if you want,
experience.
because I've sent it to a lot of the players, and even they're like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty impressive. Like it's just because I chose to be childish ever since like my app got denied, because it's like also the same reasoning, like they were like, oh, we're not accepting any more people, but then the next day they accept 2 people, and it's like what the heck? And
Didn't
they're
didn't
less
Plasmic deny
qualified.
your application?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he did.
That was the day that you got the 1 week, wasn't it?
Yep.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was because and Kronos was saying something about a bit much for me and Plasmic, but it was because we needed perms to go through training because they couldn't change the bot perms. But anyways, yeah, I mean I get that, but I felt like it was one of those things where Cat and Penguin.
Yeah,
I mean, it's something that if you applied again, I would honestly reach out to Cat and Penguin and be like, okay, what do you guys think about this? Like that, it'd be too far for me to have an opinion on it, really.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's why it was. I knew it was gonna be up to Penguin and Kath, but the Pigeon kind of just reinforced that negative decision. So, I mean, I mean, I've already done damage because of like my reaction to that, so that's done. But I'm hoping maybe I can try to amend that, because I mean it'd be
mhm,
cool. And if not, the next point that I'm about to talk about is like, um, adding like because this essentially is it's not beta, but because it's it's a live season, but
mhm,
this is essentially the beta season because we're fine tuning all the bugs for this and blah blah blah,
mhm,
or helping. And but either if I can't, in the future, near future, however long, is apply, is add in, not just for me, but I know like Ketchum, Titanium, Victal, like the more popular, well-known players that are knowledgeable, helpful, is add in like a QA or a beta tester team, um, and that
mhm,
way we can like work with the staff exclusively to like, because I know you guys probably have a server that you test on, or a different realm that you test on, like bugs, like the devs do, and we can try to help get the kinks out. And like a more so the QA team would be like a basically a junior helper without the perms to punish or the authority, but just to like stick out and chat, and people are like, oh, that way that kind of takes off that alleviates the helpers, so they can moderate chat instead of helping as much. That and then, which is kind of like
That would
counterintuitive.
solve
But
some issues. But I mean, so something that we are kind of working on, it's not exactly what you said, but kind of like it. We are working on specifically for Bedrock. We feel like Bedrock players, especially those on like Switch and Xbox and PlayStation, can't really type out commands fast enough to be a staff. We're trying to get like like you said, we're trying to get a beta team together, a beta testing team for both Bedrock as well as just Java players, because there are Bedrock players who apply who might be just unable to type out commands super fast because of they're using a controller. That being said, we're also we're looking towards doing that for Java players as well, players who don't necessarily stick out as staff but can still help us with the bugs and stuff, because there's just so much that even we can't even get to. There's just too much, you know.
yeah, yeah, like the quality assurance. That would be it. It was like, we would kind of be the bridge between not like the lower tier staff, but like the admins and the devs, is like to help. Like this feature is broken, so the helpers don't have to, continue to do the same thing, and they can focus more on tickets, because I know you get spammed with tickets. Try to get those going, and just be another middle ground. And plus, like quality assurance teams, that would be like, so when you guys are resetting the server, that you would also be there as like, voice opinions. We would kind of have more of a vote on suggestions, more of a vote, not like,
Yeah.
not super heavy, but like, because like if we took a person from every top island, we know, like, because we're the top island, yes, we might have the bias because we need the metas to apply for us to to be competitive, but we also know like the ins and outs more, so like what would be good for the server and what wouldn't be. That's a suggestion I put in. That's kind of just up in the air. Also, because I also kind of just want like a beta tester tag for like unlocking the Nether first, or like being the top 10 people too. And that's actually super upvoted. Even just random people have upvoted that, so I was like, but
yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that we're looking into for sure. It's like I said, the suggestions aren't going unnoticed. We see them, and we are taking them into account and thinking about them. So, yeah. Anything else? Did you have one more thing to say, or was that it?
no, that was it. And also, I didn't
Sweet.
realize time flies because I need to go pick up my friend to go watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. So
Sounds good.
I'm gonna hop out of here. I don't know if Fluffy or Neptune, you've had anything. I might as well voice it now, even if it's insignificant. Yeah, thank you, Nick.
I got
Good
nothing.
talk.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah, of course. Have a good day. Oh,
Thank you, Nick.